On today's show, I talk with India Dawson. She is the owner and operator of Little Guy's Handmade Bow Ties. This young lady knows bow ties, and if you have a little guy or a little young man in your life, then India wants to help you make him look really sharp in one of her bow ties. I think one of the most amazing things about this business is that she didn't know how to sew as she was getting it started. It's a wonderful journey that she's enjoying. Let's get into today's show so that you can hear this for yourself. Welcome to the 24 Hour Boss Podcast. This is the show where we talk about business, online marketing, and side hustles. You ready to dive into it? Let's talk about it. Miss India Dawson, welcome to the 24 Hour Boss Podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm excited to have you to find out more about this great, awesome little guy bow ties that you have, which is my first question. So tell us, and for my audience, tell us about this little guy bow ties, how it came about.
So, I guess how it came about is, we go to church. It's a part of our lives. We're always there. And I have three boys of my own, so I like to dress them up. And started because I couldn't find any bow ties that I liked at the store. They were always flimsy and kind of the same patterns, not really, cute. So I guess God just dropped it in my spirit, kind of put it on my heart to, oh, you can make those yourself. And I was like, that's ridiculous. I don't even know how to sew. Um, so,
Wow.
yeah. So, over period of time, God kept just like putting it back onto my mind. And I'm like, well, God, I don't know how to sew. That doesn't make sense. Why would you tell me to do something? I don't even know how to do it. But he was like, you can learn. So I took classes and I took one sewing class and then I learned the rest from YouTube because YouTube will show you anything.
Yes.
And I kind of just started making it. And honestly, they were horrible at first. They were not pretty.
Do you have any of those horrible bow ties?
I found one the other day and I was so like, wow, that's ugly. Because at first I wasn't sewing anything. It was just like gluing it together.
Yeah.
And that's not really what I wanted. I wanted quality things. So eventually, I started researching companies and what they did and how they did things. And I was like, well, I want it to be like this. And I kind of just went from there. And eventually, during the pandemic, figured I'd go for it and started a business.
Wow. So you didn't know how to sew before you started this?
No.
Wow.
No, I bought a sewing machine and
see it back there, nice.
And
I've seen some of your TikTok videos too.
Figure it out. So
just figure it out. YouTube. Hey, YouTube is your friend, definitely. I like that.
Yeah.
So you didn't know how to sew.
Nope.
And bow ties was the thing. So nothing else, like not shirts, not why bow ties?
Well, I just really like little boys and bow ties. My kids, Noah, he's just he loves to dress up, and the smile that they wear the smile they have on their face when they wear bow ties and get to dress up is just amazing. Just gives me joy. So being able to make them being able to make the bow ties for them and have them light up, I was like, well, if I can have my kids light up, imagine how I can make other kids feel, give them the confidence, and especially being African American little boys. And it's important to dress well. Your appearance is important.
Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Wow, that's good. That's amazing that you didn't know how to sew, and of course, God drops the idea into your spirit to start a business.
Right, and it took 2 years, honestly.
2 years.
2 years of going to work, being miserable, and then basically me seeking God. It's like, well, God, what? I really want to do something with my own hands to bless my own household. Mm-hmm. And then he kept putting that idea back in my mind. And I was like, well, I don't know, hesitant. And it took 2 years for me to actually step out on faith and do it.
Wow, that's awesome. So you've been doing it 2 years, is that right? Or how long?
Well, the idea came 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I haven't been sewing. I've been only sewing for a year.
Wow, that is remarkable that you've only been doing it in that short span of time. And very nice bow ties.
Thank you.
By the way, that you do make. And I guess do you only make them for little boys. Do you make them for grown-ups? Is that coming down the road?
That is coming down the road. So I just make them for little boys right now, and hopefully soon I can make them for adults, and then neckties and all the things. But eventually I want to open up my own one-stop shop, boys clothing line or boutique that sells everything.
Okay, that's great. That's awesome. And like, what has like, I know you started, you say, been doing it for 2 years. So what has like the response been like from like people? Like once, I know you say you had some ugly bow ties in the start, but now of course, your fruits of your labor is kind of blossoming now.
Yeah.
Making some pretty great bow ties.
You know what? So, I've had a lot of supportive people in my life, and a lot of not so supportive people in my life. And so I feel like it's been kind of equal. I've had family members to be like, what? You need a real job. And kind of discourage me in that area. And then I had, strangers that I don't even know to be like, wow, that's great. Keep going. Keep up the good work. I love your stuff. And it's just, it's amazing because I never thought anyone would buy something that I made or really believe in me like that to even, support me in that way. Because no one in my family are entrepreneurs at all. They just work horrible jobs or don't work at all and go from there. But they have never, I don't know any entrepreneurs in my family. Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh, that's crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you not go to work, and start your own business? So I'm the first to do it.
That's something that we talk about here on this podcast, entrepreneurship, of course, business, and all of those great things. And it's like, you started it starts with an idea. That's what I try to tell people. Everything starts with an idea, but you just never know how it can turn out if you nurture it, which sounds like that's what you've been doing, is nurturing it, and you're blowing up. So kudos to you and your bow ties. And I heard you say that you've had some negative people that have kind of, and that seems to come with the territory. That's something we talk about too, because it's like when you come up with this idea, everybody's not going to go along. Everybody's not going to pat you on the back. So maybe you can talk about some of that, like how you stayed encouraged, even through the negative, feedback.
Honestly, so I grew up in Compton, and I've always had the mentality that if someone tells me I can't do something, I'm just gonna push harder to do it. Like I was told I would never graduate. I graduated top of my class. I was told I would never get to college. I got accepted to a 4-year university. You know what I mean? So when someone tells me I can't do something, I'm just going to do it. So I don't know if that's a totally, great thing or not so great thing. But in this case, it was good. So
yeah, that's a great thing because I think we all experience that in business where, it could be anyone. It could be a friend. It could be, or I would say someone that may be associated with us where they may not be so supportive of your idea, but it's like you got to keep pushing, like you said.
Right. And everybody don't see that vision.
That's right.
God didn't give that vision to everybody. He gave it to me. And so it's not everybody's business to understand it.
That's right. I like that. That's a great point that you make because everybody won't see it, but you just got to keep pushing. So kudos to you, Miss India. Keep pushing. So any second guesses in regards to little bow ties? I know, you, I think you kind of talked about it. It's like, I don't know, this little bow ties. I don't know.
Right? So in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
What? Absolutely. Because, like I said, no one's done it before in my family. I had no one to pull from, to figure out what to do and what not to do. So I'm kind of just winging it, trying to figure it out step by step. Of course, I made a lot of mistakes and, errors trying to figure it out. And I think that in the beginning, that was the most discouraging because had I planned ahead and actually wrote out a business plan instead of just actually jumping into it and marketed correctly and advertised correctly, then maybe I would have got a much larger response. And not just like sharing and liking on Facebook, but actually people buying the product and seeing that return. So, of course, I've made those mistakes, but every day you learn and you get better. So I guess just continue to run with the idea that God gave me this idea, and if God is backing me, then it doesn't matter who's not backing me. You know what I mean? It's going to work out as long as I put the work in. Everything is going to be well.
I agree wholeheartedly. And, yeah, you do have to keep going. And like I said, if God gives it to you, what better support to have than God on your side? Because you put the work in. It's like, yeah, but
but you have to put the work in.
You got to put the work in.
You have to be strategic. Yes. If not, it's not going to work. Regardless of God, you have to meet them halfway.
Exactly. And you said you made some mistakes, some errors, and all of that. So would you say that those errors, mistakes, although you made them, I think we all make them. We all make those mistakes. But would you agree, or what would you say as far as like those mistakes, they helped your growth?
Oh, absolutely. Because I won't be doing that again. Yeah, I missed out on money. Of course, making those mistakes. I definitely won't be doing that again. But it's definitely has taught me, how to better my approach and how to, address customers. And not that customers, I've always had horrible customer service, because I believe in like top-notch customer service. But it just helps me change my mindset daily and shoot for the best, I guess.
Yes. All right. And so you mentioned customer service, which is what I want to talk about next. So how important is customer service to you? Like as far as like because you sound very passionate about what you're doing. It sounds like you're doing exactly what you want to do. And I guess I don't think you went to school. I heard you went to college. I don't think you went to school.
You know what? I went to school, did not finish. No.
Okay. Yeah. But it wasn't sewing. I'm guessing, right?
No, it wasn't. I just did the year, and then I just stopped going.
Right. But you're doing what you want to do now.
Yes.
Which is something you're passionate about. So in regards to customer service, like your thought process as far as like for your customers, like what are your thoughts in regards to like, I want to make are you saying I want to make the best bow tie for my customers? I want these little boys to just be as handsome as possible. What are your thoughts as you're making this product?
Well, so most bow ties you find in the store for younger boys, they're always oversized. They're like too big. They're like, you look like clowns when you put them on because they're like out here, and it's like that's too big for him. And you really don't find like different sizes for little kids. So I wanted to do that, make sure that I had the proper sizing for the kids, but also I wanted the customer to feel confidence when they put it on, and I want them to feel happy and, just happy little boys. But also, I didn't want them to feel like they got it from a small business.
Yeah. I like that.
I wanted them to feel like they got it from a big corporation. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I spend, honestly, more money than I should have on packaging and all these things because I wanted to look professional. I wanted to be professional. That's why I have a website. That's why email set up, just everything set up to where it's not like it's just thrown together. No, it's legit. Yeah. And I want them to feel that way when they get a package in the mail. It's like, oh wow, this is nice. It's lovely. And my first job was customer service, so I guess it's kind of instilled in me to, make the customer have a great experience.
Right. Yeah. And customer service is very important. I try to tell people that even if they don't know business, if you can provide some excellent customer service, you'll put yourself above so many competitors. So.
Yeah, that is true. Because most people go back for the customer service. I know I used to work at a grocery store in California, and it was owned by Kroger. So it's called Ralph's in California. And the groceries are higher, but the checkout is faster. The customer service is great. And so people go there because you get out fast. Customer service is great. It's not like Walmart where it's just stuff everywhere.
Right. Sounds like Chick-fil-A because the lines are long, but they get you in and out.
They get you in and out.
Great customer service.
And sometimes they even let you off with free food. So
that's true. I love free. Free's good. In regard to your bow ties, these are handmade, right? Because I want the listening audience to know that.
Handmade. I make them at home. I go out and buy the fabric. I cut the fabric. I design it. I put it together. I sew it. Handmade as much as possible. Of course, I use a sewing machine on some things, but I constructed myself. Nobody outside of, Little Guys Bow Ties are making it. I'm doing everything, labeling, just to constructing the whole bow tie. I do it myself.
Right. And I guess in regards to the handmade, I meant that you are constructing, you're constructing these yourself. So you're putting your personal touch on these bow ties in regard to the customer experience. So someone can just go to your website and, pick a bow tie, order it, and it'll get just shipped to their house.
Everything is made to order. So as of right now, in the future, I don't want it to be like that. I want everything to be made beforehand so I can just hurry up and ship it out. But as of right now, everything is made to order. So once I get an order in, I see what they want. I go get the fabric, I cut it, and I sew it, and I put it together, and then I package it and send it off.
Wow. Man, you are a bow tie expert, or I don't know, maybe I should call you a bow tie whisperer, because you mentioned earlier you can see if a child has a big bow tie that's too big for him. So you make the perfect size.
Well, because I just wanted to kind of research it, and with GQ fashion and men's fashion, it's not supposed to be bigger than your face or your collar. So it's not supposed to be just out there. So I take the same approach for little kids too. So.
All right, there you have it, folks. The expert in little bow ties, Miss India. Yes, ma'am. I love that. All right. What has been one of the highest honors you've received as a business owner? Or what is something you're most proud of in regards to this business?
Honestly, I love when I see my bow ties on little boys. It just brightens my day. And then they just want to come up and show me, like, look what I have on. And then they're just smiling. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Someone's happy that they have on my bow tie,
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing. And I guess being featured in Voyage Dallas was great too.
Okay. Yeah, so, that's pretty cool too, to be featured in a magazine. Who would ever thought, right? I mean, I'm sure that's something you've never thought, that when you started this business. No. Hey, guess what, Miss Indy, we're gonna feature you in a magazine.
No, I never thought about that. So honestly, I just was just gonna wing it, but I never thought about it in that aspect. No.
Right. That sounds like you're doing something right. So keep it up. All right. You talked about this earlier in regards to faith. So how does your faith, I know you're a Christian woman, but I would just want to ask so our listening audience can hear your perspective on this, but how does your faith play a role in what you do as a business owner?
I think it plays a big part. I think without having faith in God, I don't think I would have opened a business or started a business, because stepping out of faith is scary. Mm-hmm. Think about Peter stepping out on the water. That was imagine scary. You know what I mean? No one's done it before. You don't have that support system, but God is telling you to do something. So, I mean, if I would have never done it, I would still be at a miserable job.
Right.
And not be home with my kids and making bow ties and making my own schedule, So I think faith is the reason I am here doing what I'm doing.
And I like that. Right. And I think, we all kind of, we all kind of live by faith, and just hoping that, this idea it blossoms. And in your case, it is. And, you ask God for this idea. Sounds like he's helping you. And not only that, you're making some young men look nice. And I heard you say that, dressing nice is important. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. We need nice looking young men out there, and that's making a difference. Not only that, but they can, it is okay to look nice. And I think that's what you're doing with your product. You're helping young boys to look nice. And I think you're helping parents to love their young men look nice.
Yeah. Our tagline, our slogan is little guy, big style. So we make them specifically for little guys with big style.
Awesome. All right. What about what would you say in regards to maybe somebody that's maybe want to do what you do? I heard you say, you made some mistakes, you did all this kind of stuff. What kind of advice could you offer to someone in business? You've already made some great points, but maybe there's something that maybe you say, you know what, if I could do this again, or if I could talk to somebody, I would tell them this. What kind of advice could you offer?
I think I would tell them to, research. What is it that you really want to do? Like, you have gifts, you have talents. How can you, monetize those talents, and then see what do the people need? You can't really offer a business if you're not really giving someone what they need. So how is it going to help someone else or suffice someone else? And then see what people are asking for and see how you can kind of deliver that and go from there. Also, make it legit. You don't want to start a business and it's not legit.
Come on now.
Do the proper filing.
Yes.
Set up a bank account that's not your bank account. All these different things I had no clue about. I actually talked to, she was on your podcast, Nicole Hawthorne, and she kind of helped me out with all those things because I had no clue. And then see how you can make the best of it. I guess just perfect it and have a plan. Marketing, social media, website, everything, have a plan before you start. Because it's much easier to have a plan before you start than to start and then trying to figure it out on the way. That's what I would say.
Wow, that is a mouthful of valuable information that you just gave out. I mean, just to offer the advice to have a separate bank account. I don't know how many times I could stress that you need to have a separate bank account from your personal bank account.
Right.
I mean, that's
and then set aside those taxes. Set them aside because you'll have to pay in a few months.
Uncle Sam is gonna be calling. That's right. See, and that's why and that's why I love to bring different people on in regards to this, because everybody offers their own insight. And I mean, that what you just said is a mouthful, and I know it's going to help somebody out there that wants to start a business, because some people they got their hands up. I don't know where to start, but you just help them out with, hey, you know what? You need a bank account. You need to make sure you have a plan. I mean, that is something great too. You got to have a plan.
Gotta have a plan. Did I have a plan? No.
Right.
But if I could do it again, I would definitely have a plan and structure it out to where I won't be so overwhelmed and trying to figure everything out as I go. But hey, learning experience, and I'm still
we live and learn. That's right. Yeah. We live and learn. Everybody has their learning curves, or their growing pains. Yeah. So Miss India is doing it. Great, awesome. All right, you like surprises?
No. I don't.
Okay.
Like
well, we got some surprise questions for you. I know I told you that ahead of time that we got some surprise questions for you, and nobody knows what these questions are because they're surprises, right? But they're easy, so you should be able to answer them. All right. Okay.
All right.
You ready? Here we go. All right. Which do you prefer? Boneless wings or bone-in wings?
Boneless. Just no bone. Yes, no bone? You get more meat.
What is I guess
it's like a chicken strip.
What is the boneless wing though? Wings don't. Chickens have bones. Wings have bones.
I know. It's like a chicken breast, I guess, or a chicken strip. I don't know, but I don't have to deal with the bone or the gristle. I think those are disgusting anyway. So
okay,
I feel like a Flintstone if I bite into bones. So
gotcha. Huh? Okay. Hey, yep. There you go. You've heard it straight from her mouth, Miss India Dawson, guys. She prefers boneless wings. All right. Hey, I respect you. I respect that. That's what you prefer. All right. Next question. Which makes the better pet, cats or dogs?
Dogs. I don't like cats.
You don't like cats?
No. They're
y'all have a dog? Do the boys have a dog that they play with?
No, not yet. No.
Okay.
But I do like dogs.
You like dogs, okay? All right. Last surprise question. This one probably can start fights with some people, maybe.
Oh.
Team iPhone or Team Samsung?
Samsung.
There you go. See?
Samsung. I mean, honestly, Samsung is better. They had the technology first. iPhone is overpriced, and when a new phone comes out, the old phone slows down. It's just unnecessary. You have to buy everything separately. It doesn't make sense. And it's more difficult to kind of figure it out if you're coming from Android. So.
True that. I agree. To switch is like that's a headache. But I will say that you said Miss India said it. I agree with her, but I don't know if people are gonna like us after this because you said Samsung is better. I know there's a lot of iPhones. There's a lot of Team iPhone out there that are diehard.
I think that all the social media apps are geared towards iPhone. So if you have a Galaxy and you use social media and try to upload a video, it's not going to look better. iPhones are going to look better because the apps are geared towards iPhones. So that's the worst thing about having a Samsung in the social media age.
Yeah. Well, hey, you said it. Miss India Dawson says Samsung is better. So for all of you out there that are saying iPhone, Miss India Dawson says Samsung, Team Samsung, Android. Team Android is better. So if you got beef, then hey, you got to see Miss India Dawson.
Come straight to me.
That's right. She settled the score. Team Samsung. So I'm sure somebody's gonna
be upset. Yep. It's
okay. All right. Well, thank you for answering those surprise questions. So I know you didn't know what they were. Hope you weren't nervous about them, but they're very easy. So
they're very easy. Yeah. I'm okay now.
Yes, you're good. All right. Next question. What are your goals? What are your plans or future for little guy bow ties? What's the plan?
Honestly, like I said, I really want it to be like a one-stop shop for boys. So I'm starting off with neckwear right now, and then dress clothes. But I really want it to be shirts, spring, fall, summer, winter, all those things. Shirts, pants, socks, shoes, you name it. I want that. Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want to outsource. I want to actually go to the manufacturer and get it made the way I want it to be made with my name on it, my company's name on it, and then, I don't want to have a boutique with other people's clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
All right. Well, maybe down the road we can catch up with Miss India Dawson and see how things are going. Definitely, we can definitely reach back out. All right. So our last question is just to tell us how people can connect with you, find Little Guy Bow Ties, your website, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, so Little Guys Handmade Bow Ties. You can find us at our website at www.littleguysbowties.com or Little Guys Big Style on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. I don't have a TikTok anymore. So, Little Guy Big Style. Or you can just look up Little Guys Handmade Bow Ties and, see what we have.
Awesome. So there you have it, folks. The great India Dawson, Little Guy Bow Ties, owner extraordinaire, bow tie whisperer expert.
Bow tie whisperer.
She's the expert. So go check her out. Go follow her social media pages. And I want to say, Miss India, I appreciate your time today just to chat and talk about your business. We'll definitely maybe try to hook up down the road just to see how things are going with you. But I have enjoyed this, and I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Wow. What a great, inspiring story Miss India has. I want to thank India for her time and coming on the show today. Really appreciate it. Great information she shared on today's show. And I would suggest if you have some young men or young boys in your life, I would encourage you to go check out our website. It's at littleguysbowties.com. That's littleguysbowties.com. Also, you can find her on Instagram and Facebook at Little Guys Big Styles. So go check her out. Go patronize. Go check out some bow ties for all the young boys or young guys in your life. We want to also say thanks for listening and tuning in to the 24-Hour Boss Podcast. We hope that you're enjoying the episodes and the information that's being shared by not only us, but also by our great guests. If you are enjoying these episodes and our shows that we are putting out, I would ask if you would please do me a favor and go to iTunes and leave us a review. That would definitely help our ratings and help us to get discovered by new audience members. So if you could do that for us, we would definitely greatly appreciate it. And thank you in advance just for doing that for us. And again, we want to thank you for listening to this episode. And until next time, go and do great things. And remember, if you don't do it, someone else will. Thanks for visiting the 24-Hour Boss Podcast. Be sure to visit our site at www.24hrboss.com to be inspired, to learn, and start a side hustle.